What is going on, guys? Jason Burke here, Styles Clash for Life, coming at you on YouTube, and today I've got a more personal video that I want to share with you guys. It is not one of my regular staples on the channel, but I wanted to talk to you guys about my newest venture. You guys know that I'm a film director. I do short films. There's one of my films, award-winning films, Mindbender, on my channel you can check out if you subscribe to Styles Clash for Life. But also I'm an author. I've published 2 previous books, a poetry compilation that I wrote called Never Say Goodbye, and a horror 90s style murder mystery called Behind Empty Eyes, and both are available through my Etsy store, which I believe is Styles Clash for Life. I'll have to link that down below, or you guys can get a hold of me if you want to purchase those books. But I've got a new book that I just self-published, and it is called Fields of Madness. I am really excited about this book. This is my biggest novel to date. It's 180 pages, and it is a scarecrow slasher. It's an 80s style slasher, thriller, mystery, horror compendium here, and I'm really quite a fan of this. You guys know my company called Nostalgic Nightmare Productions likes to do a lot of throwback, old school feel, visceral horror. I base all my films and my books on very deep characters, some very dark events. It's a return to the old style of horror. Nowadays I feel like we're caught up in, with movies, the CGI and the gore for no real effect and no real reason. My stuff is all character-based and story-based. My stuff with Nostalgic Nightmare always devolves around, or revolves around, I should say, different characters that go through things realistically, that change who they are. There's good and bad in all of us. Every character has those shades of gray in them, and it's about very deep characters that go through things that change their lives. And Fields of Madness has elements of all that in there. This was written, I would say, like at the end of 2017. It took an extra year to come out because we had to get the cover right and get the formatting right. I did a lot of editing to make sure there are no errors in this book, and all the formatting is there. It's 180 pages, 12 chapters. I'm going to read you guys the brief back of the book, and then I will explain to you what it's about. Obviously, you can see the ominous sky, the cornfields, and the scarecrow there. And this cover was edited together through some stock photos that I got, and my friend Amber Lesko, who does photography at AKL Photography, she put this together. If you guys like this. Here's the back of the book. It just has my about the author and my explanation, summary of the book here. I'm going to read it to you guys. Here's the back of the book. 7-year-old Emma Gatlin lives a life of wonder. She's imaginative, inquisitive, and full of spirit. But lately, her world has been turning upside down. Her parents are fighting, and her grandfather has fallen terminally ill. But this trip to the family farm on Cimmerian Bay is unlike any other. Kids are disappearing inside the Gatlin cornfields, and Emma must uncover the horrifying family secret before she comes face to face with Charlie. So the idea behind this book, the main character, 7-year-old Emma Gatlin, is just this amazing, deep, very insightful, very profound little girl who, like I said in the back here, every summer her and her brother go to their grandparents' farm for summer vacation. This is kind of like an 80s summer thing. The parents are fighting all the time, so they all decide as a family to go out to Grandma Gatlin and Grandpa Gatlin's cornfield and stay at their farm for a week. It's vacation, and the grandfather has cancer and it is falling very ill. So they go out there as a family, but one by one, the residents of Cimmerian Bay are disappearing. Kids are disappearing. Something is weird about these cornfields, and we've got some darkness, some backstory, some family secrets, and some mysteries that uncover as the plot twists. And Emma Gatlin has got to save herself and her family from whatever Charlie is. So, looking forward to you guys reading this. There's something for everyone in this. This is a dark scarecrow slasher at heart. It harkens back to a lot of the 80s. I've always loved the scarecrow subgenre of horror. I think scarecrows are one of the coolest types of killers that you can have from the 80s, but I've never read a good scarecrow horror book, and I've only seen a few good scarecrow movies, and most of those were made for TV. There's not a lot of good scarecrow horror, and there's not a lot of old school slashers out there right now on the market, so I decided to write a scarecrow slasher with a lot of mystery. And again, it's not just gore for the sake of gore. There's a deep story behind it. There's a lot of character idiosyncrasies and backstory. And there's something for everyone in this. There's a lot of family drama. There's a lot of, lost love and found love in this book. So if you're a fan of relationships, you'll like this. There's some dark comedy in here. We've got some fun humor with the characters in this. There's a lot of nostalgia in here with how the kids are watching console TVs and escaping from playing video games. They're playing outside. And the brother and sister are snarky to each other, so it might remind you of your childhood, waking up on Saturday morning watching cartoons. Again, there's just so many different genres and things in this book, and I'm really proud of it. I'm proud of all the characters. I'm proud of a lot of the mental capacity was put into this book. There's a lot of thought processes and things the characters go through, and it's all killer, no filler. I don't spend 100 pages describing random objects. Everything in this book is either setting up characters, setting up horror scenarios, or setting up twists. This 180 pages has no filler whatsoever in it. You're getting a straight story. It is a very fast, fun, easy read, and if you like visceral horror and you like drama and you like some dark comedy, you will really enjoy how this book gets right to its core. So, and again, the lovely young lady, the little girl, the 7-year-old little girl being the protagonist. I love writing for strong female characters. I love writing for insightful young characters, and I love writing for depth. So I think you guys will really enjoy this. At its heart, it is a very fun 80s style return to horror with many different elements in it. So this is going to be released officially on Saturday, October 27th. Halloween weekend, I'm having a book release party. I've rented a hall here in Pittsburgh. If you guys are in the Pittsburgh area watching this, please get a hold of me on YouTube or on Twitter at jayburke, Jayburke. Get a hold of me on Twitter or YouTube and ask for details. You guys can come to the party. This book is going to be $10 if you want to buy this book. I think $10 is pretty reasonable. I will sign it for you as well. I would love to autograph your book and leave you a little note. So if you guys can be in the Pittsburgh area on the 27th for the release party, please come check it out. If you guys cannot be in the Pittsburgh area, but you still want to buy this book, or if you have other questions about the book because it sounds interesting to you, please contact me and let me know. If you guys want to buy it, I'm going to link my Etsy store on the 28th, Sunday, the October 28th. I will put up my link to the Etsy store where I'll be selling this. It is also going to be available online at major bookstores, locally as well in bookstores and on Amazon and stuff like that, but they don't really pay me. They take my residuals. So I would like to make some money if I could off this, even though money is not the goal. The goal is getting my story and my words out there. So if you guys are interested in any of my books, Never Say Goodbye, Behind Empty Eyes, or the newly released Fields of Madness on October 28th, I will put the link to my Etsy page up there where you guys can buy one or all of my books. Again, check out my film Mindbender on YouTube as well on my Styles Clash for Life channel. And thank you guys for joining me. This has been a long process. This has taken... I wrote this book, to be honest, in 17 days. I was doing like 8 full-length pages a day. I wrote this in 17 days, but with the editing and the formatting and all the different things with the cover and the distribution, took like a year to a year and a half to get out. So this has been my most challenging and longest book. But it is, again, my thickest book, my most well-done book, my most polished book, and I think you guys will really enjoy, especially this one, if not all my work. So please check this out. Please ask questions. Please inquire. Please go to Etsy. Please come to the signing if you're in Pittsburgh. And hopefully, guys, I will see you soon as you check out this book. And if any of you guys on YouTube want to review this book, if you want to buy this book and put it on your channel, or if you guys do podcasts and you want to have me on and talk about my horror stuff, we can discuss this horror book release. And again, support your local artists, not just me, but all your local writers and directors in your area. And hopefully I can connect with you guys. If you have any questions, you know where to get a hold of me. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you for being part of this journey with me. This is a labor of love. I'm obsessed with this book. I love it so much. I put so much of my heart and soul and my physical time into this, in spite of having surgeries and being very sick and doing having a lot of rough times medically. But this is my labor of love, and I'm glad to share it with you guys. Thank you.